Warning, this video contains spoilers for Trolls Band Together. If you have not seen the film yet, then click off this video now. But if you have seen Trolls Band Together, then please continue watching. Okay, so we got C tier over here, and actually, before I even mention any Trolls Band Together characters, there's a character from Trolls World Tour who was newly added to this list, Growly Pete. Growly growl, growly 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 growl, growly growl. Yeah, I mean, need I say more? Anyways, we got this character here called, this is from, now we're getting to the actual Trolls Band Together characters. We got this character here called, Kid Ritz, right? And, yeah, he exists. He's only in, like, one scene. He's the, because you're probably thinking, like, who the fuck is Kid Ritz? He's the guy in that one scene, I think, like, 20 minutes into the film, he interviews Velvet and Veneer. Yeah, so, and I believe his voice actor, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe his voice actor was in the new Saints Row game. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's Kid Ritz. He's just there, but I give him an edge over, like, Satin Chenille, King Peppy, Growly Pete, just on account of being a rubber hose character. Alright, and now we're going to a Bergen here. Miss Maxine. Or in other words, Miss Waste of RuPaul. Miss Maxine. She's the Bergen who officiates Bridget and Gristle as a married couple. And it's honestly, they got RuPaul for like the one scene. That kind of reminds me. It reminds me a little bit of how the first movie got Gwen Stefani for like a single line, and then DJ Suki just never shows up in the rest of them. Anyways, yeah, that's Miss Maxine, and then well, hey, you know what? At least she wasn't there for a marketing stunt, unlike the NSYNC trolls here. Yeah, the NSYNC trolls. I don't know any of the names of the members of NSYNC aside from, well, obviously Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I not into boy bands. I'm not a fucking teenage girl. Anyways, yeah, we got the NSYNC trolls here. They're a little novel, I guess. The way they're introduced in the film is like, because how the movie's about how Branch used to be in a boy band, right? Yeah, Branch used to be in a boy band. That's, John Dory, Floyd, Clay, Spruce, Brozone. Yeah, so John Dory used to be in a band. No, Branch used to be in Brozone, then they broke up. But then at the very, very end of the film, Branch reveals, oh, I was in another band. And then it turns out it's the NSYNC trolls. And then they do the end credits song and shit. So they're really just there. Because NSYNC did do a new song for the movie, A Better Place, which absolutely slaps, by the way. Yeah, it was like their first song in like 20 years, so yeah, that's kind of it's kind of cool. You really can't help but appreciate them at the very least. Yeah, but as characters, they just kind of exist for the sake of marketing. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, really. Let's move on to B tier. Alright, we got a triple whammy of characters in B tier. We got Clay, Viva, and John Dory. I put Clay here only because, like, between the rest of Branch's brothers, he gets the least amount of time to do. He gets the least amount of stuff to do in the movie. Yeah, he gets the least amount of screen time, essentially. Yeah, I feel like he's not really as impactful to the plot as Floyd or Spruce or John Dory. But then you're probably wondering, oh, but then what's John Dory doing below him? Believe me, I have my reasons for that. But first, Viva. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I first found out that Viva was supposed to be Poppy's long-lost sister, in a movie that already has Branch reuniting with his long-lost brothers, I was kind of iffy on the idea. I still kind of am, to be honest with you, but you know what? I honestly can't hate Viva. Yeah, yeah, the whole long-lost sibling trope done twice is a little dumb, but, I just like Viva as a character. And, apologies for getting horny on Maine. I think she's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm so down bad. I want to fuck a troll. Size play, am I right? Yeah, Viva's fine, and honestly, I think if Trolls 4, I mean, Trolls 4 probably is going to happen, let's be honest, but yeah, Trolls 4, I definitely think Viva's going to come back for that. Then again, I said the same thing about Barb in Trolls World Tour, but she wasn't in Band Together, unfortunately. Yeah, at least, yeah, but Viva, she was just there, I guess, to sell more toys. Because you need to give Poppy, I guess you had to give Poppy a companion, so because of that, like that whole aspect is kind of why I'm thinking that Viva is going to be in future Trolls movies. At least I hope so, anyways. Yeah, that brings up another interesting point. Yeah, Trolls tends to cut a lot of characters. I'd recommend. I'll leave a video down in the description from the Winged Unicorn. Her perspective on Viva, and she kind of mentioned how they always like try to cut the most interesting characters from the movie. Like the first one was the first one like they had DJ Suki, they removed her. Second one had Barb, they removed her, and I guess she's worried they're gonna remove Viva. I can understand the concerns, but I do think Viva will return for Trolls 4. Anyways, enough about Viva. John Dory over here. Yeah, he's a I don't know. He's a bit of an asshole, honestly. That he's the whole the perfect family harmony. Why did that sound more like Rick Sanchez? Anyways, yeah, John Doerr, he's just kind of an asshole. I put him in B tier. I don't hate him, but he has some assholish moments because the fact that he just has a fucking petty ass breakup with his brothers only because we can't reach the perfect family harmony, you fuckers. Yeah, and 20 years later, he finds out, Branch, baby Branch, he saved the world from the goth bitch who couldn't be bothered to return for this one. Yeah, and he wants to reunite all his brothers to save Floyd. I guess you could say his heart's in the right place there, but then comes like the poopy trope of the movie, where like he's like, "Oh, you didn't actually think we were gonna be brothers again, did you?" Yeah, yeah, shit like that is just. I would not be surprised if that scene became a meme in the future, kind of like singing "Kill My Grandma" from the first movie. And speaking of which, Grandma Rosie Puff actually does have a cameo in this film. Yeah, and then Branch even mentions to his brothers that that grandma died because singing killed the grandma. Though that does beg the question, you know, because Branch was in because they established Branch was in another band and it's the other members of NSYNC. Yeah, so then I mean I'm guessing it must have been before Grandma Rosie Puff's death because he never sang after that happened. Until the events of the first movie happened at least. Yeah, so like how long would it have been between like how long like you got to wonder cuz Branch was still a kid. I can't imagine he was that much older like compared like cuz how much I seriously wondering now. I'm kind of wondering now like how much time has passed between Brozone breaking up and Grandma Rosie Puff's death. Cuz how long was Branch in that other band? Like I wait, what was I talking about again? All right, for A tier, well, actually, there is a character from Kung Fu Panda 2 who wasn't in any of these previous tier list videos. I forgot his name, but the wolf played by Danny McBride, and he's played by Danny McBride, so I feel like I don't have to say much more than that. I will also say though, I am kind of sort of thinking about moving Jack Horner up to S tier. Haven't decided quite yet, but I do kind of want to, honestly. I don't know why I wasn't crazy about him back when I saw Puss in Boots. I mean, I liked him, but I like love him nowadays, and everyone else seems to. Yeah, that's not important though. Yeah, we got my favorite member of Brozone. I'm not sure how many other people are going to agree with me on this, but my favorite member of Brozone, who isn't Branch, my favorite member of Brozone is Floyd. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of see a bit of myself in Floyd. Yeah, he's got that whole sensitive soul aspect to him. Yeah. And to any girls who are watching this, I'm very sensitive. Oh no, I'm not gonna. It's not going to be that kind of video. Yeah, so there's Floyd. Yeah, he's my favorite of Brozone, only because he's the one I kind of relate to the most. I won't go into any further details than that. So then we got a Spruce over here, which, you know what, peak character design. In terms of like character designs, he's probably got the best one out of all the members of Brozone. And Clay's also pretty good too. I don't know. I just have a certain fascination with the color purple. So that's kind of why I do prefer Spruce over Clay. Spruce did get more screen time at least, and hey, you can't go wrong with Daveed Diggs, especially if he's singing a song with Aquafina. Anyways, I like Daveed Diggs, so that's another reason why Spruce is an A tier. My girl's like candy, a candy treat. She knocks me right up off my feet. I don't know. It's just kind of cool. I wish Daveed Diggs would do more animation. Either that, or I need to watch just more movies in general with Daveed Diggs, or anything with him in it. Is Hamilton any good? Anyways, speaking of Spruce, we have his wife, Brandy, the frickin' Muppet. Yeah, so that's Brandy, and I'm only putting her in A tier for peak character design. Same with her and Spruce's kids, these little Muppets here. Though I gotta wonder if Spruce has any like proper troll children that we don't see, or if they're all just Muppets. I mean, to be fair, some of them do have troll designs, but I mean, if some of them are, then are there trolls that like have the body shape of Muppets? Like, I don't know. By the way, I actually kind of have to wonder who made this little collage of Spruce's children here. Sorry about my dogs, by the way, but I wonder who made this collage of Spruce's children. Seems like a pretty epic graphic designer, if I do say so myself. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And with that painfully unsubtle brag about my photo editing skills out of the way, let's move on to S tier. Well, you guys know I had to put Velvet and Veneer in S tier. I mean, come on, rubber hose characters. How often do you see those outside of like Cuphead or Steven Universe the movie? And you know what? Velvet is like I gotta tell you, I am not a fan of Amy Schumer. Well, then again, most nobody is, but I'm not a fan of Amy Schumer, but man, she kills it as Velvet. Kills it. Kills, kills it. And I was also going to make a comment about she's kind of hot, but then another mutual told me that her and Veneer are teenagers. So, hey, what are all these FBI agents doing outside my door? All right, before I get arrested, yeah, and Veneer, I mean, he gets a little redemption arc towards the end. Kind of funny, actually. At the very end, when it's revealed that they're stealing talent from the other members of Brozone, yeah, when they're stealing talent from all the other members, yeah, and they get exposed for it, and then they get arrested. Or I think, like, Veneer actually confesses to everything. And then, like, Velvet has, like, no remorse, but then Veneer is like, oh, I promise to tell the truth from now on. I don't have to go to jail, but then, Crimp, who I'll get to in a minute, then Crimp reminds him of all the other crimes he committed, and he's like, fair enough, and then he looks actually happy to go to jail, so I gotta give him props for taking accountability for his actions there. Reminds me a bit of Mr. Wolf turning himself in at the end of Bad Guys. I don't know, something just seemed kind of wholesome about that. And I know there's gonna be a Two Nickels joke about characters turning themselves in at the end of DreamWorks movies! But anyways, oh yeah, and to any 4Kids fans who are watching this video, Veneer, rather, is voiced by Andrew Reynolds. Yeah, you might know that name if you watch 4Kids. Anyways, finally we have Crimp. Yeah, Crimp is, yeah, again, peak character design. And plus, she plays the role of the assistant who doesn't get any respect from the villains. It's a little cliche, but Crimp is funny. Zazia Momet. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name of her voice actress, but Zazia Momet does a good job with her. Yeah, and then Floyd is the one who the one they fucking captured is the one who respects her. So Yeah, I like Crimp. Crimp is honestly kind of a mood. Yeah, a vibe, dare I say. Yeah, so that's gonna just about do it for the Trolls Band Together update of the DreamWorks character tier list. The next movie on DreamWorks' calendar is their Netflix original Orion and the Dark. That's coming out, yeah, again on Netflix on February 2nd, and I have decided I am going to count it as a proper DreamWorks movie. Yeah, so yeah, that comes out February 2nd, so expect an update 5 on that day, or maybe within the week at least. Yeah, and then next is, well, this is going to be in movie theaters, but next is Kung Fu Panda 4 on March 8th, 2024 still. Though as of the time I'm recording this, the trailer hasn't been released online yet, even though Trolls Band Together has already been out in a few countries. Although word on the street seems to indicate it might be delayed due to the ongoing strikes and shit. I mean, the strikes just ended, but you know, there's still post-production and everything. And then next, Universal has secured dates for two untitled DreamWorks films. The first one being September 20th, 2024. The second being January 31st, 2025. Now, actually, there was some Cartoon Brew article saying that they were going to start making 3 movies per year beginning in 2024. Their 3 movies for next year are Orion in the Dark and Kung Fu Panda 4, like I said. And then there's also this Chris Sanders directed film called The Wild Robot, so I'm thinking that's going to be what comes out September 20th, 2024. Cartoon Brew also said that their 2025 lineup will have an unannounced original, an unannounced sequel, and their adaptation of the Dav Pilkey novel Dogman. Yeah, Dogman. I'm thinking the unannounced original is going to be what opens January 31st, 2025. And in particular, I predict it's going to be their adaptation of Ronan Boyle, which, yes, that has technically been announced, but they did say a while back that it was aiming to be released Christmas 2024. And January 2025 seems to be the closest thing to that, so I'm also, and if anyone's curious, for their unannounced sequel, I think it's a toss-up between either The Bad Guys 2 or Shrek 5, if these two LinkedIn pages are anything to go by. And then back to movies that actually have concrete release dates, the live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon is no longer opening March 14th, 2025, but rather June 13th that year. Which, no fucking way is that going to happen. Not when Disney is releasing Pixar's Elio the same day. And not to mention, Disney, 2 weeks later, is literally putting out a live-action version of Moana. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm sure something will change. Anyways, yeah, this is Bumpy Gaming going back under the bed. And until next time, there are fates worse than death.